A debate in the race for Deschutes County Sheriff. The public heard from the candidates at a forum this evening.
And tonight's debate was the first in a series of candidate forums hosted by the League of Women Voters. Central Oregon Daily's Peyton Thomas was there. And Peyton, this race is about sticking to the status quo or trying something new.
Yeah, it is, Genevieve, but not on most of the issues. Both Sergeant Kent Vander Kamp and Captain William Bailey echoed similar sentiments about enforcement and public outreach, but this race is about culture, with Vander Kamp claiming the sheriff's office has been a toxic work environment for years, while Bailey believes morale was high before Vander Kamp stepped into the race.
You see, I'm running for the next generation of our office and absolutely not the next election. So my hope is to bring that change necessary to grow.
I've learned as much as I can in every single position, and I believe I am the best prepared to lead the sheriff's office on day one.
A debate Monday night between the two men running to be Deschutes County's next sheriff.
We are heading down the wrong way, and now we're in a position to where we're asking the same people that got us into this mess to get us out of this mess.
Sergeant Kent Vander Kamp's campaign is about change, which he says is long overdue.
Our culture is very toxic. We've had a series of issues over the last many years where our internal strife has become worse and worse.
Meanwhile, William Bailey, endorsed by current Sheriff Shane Nelson, is looking to get the office back on track after he says Vander Kamp's campaign tanked the confidence in leadership.
With just as many employees that are frustrated, there are just as many employees that are happy and they're satisfied and they're frustrated with what's going on with this public attempt to defame our agency. Well, over a year ago when I announced my candidacy, morale and culture was not an issue. A second candidate announced their run for sheriff, and that completely changed the dynamics within the facility.
Bailey also defends numerous lawsuits within the sheriff's office as normal. Those lawsuits were against DCSO from employees, which cost taxpayers millions.
We live in an unfortunately litigious society, and anyone can sue anyone for anything. Anyone can write anything in a tort notice, and it doesn't even have to be factual. It can be fiction, because most of it says based on information and belief.
This month, Vander Kamp filed an election-related tort notice against the office, alleging retaliation and harassment.
We stopped talking as an agency internally, I think, a while ago. This isn't something that just happened when I decided to run for sheriff.
Both candidates say they're now looking beyond the election, ready to repair a fragmented department.
We have to work through getting everyone back on the same track and everyone back on the same page, because ultimately it's really not about who internally is the best sheriff. It's about public safety.
Regardless of how this ends on November 5th, business as usual starts November 6th, and you have to. Public safety is key. That's what you are all paying for and what you all expect from your sheriff's office.
One topic that did not come up in tonight's forum is the effort by Sheriff Shane Nelson to dig up dirt on Vander Kamp's past. Now, as the Bend Bulletin first reported, Nelson has been trying to get information on why Vander Kamp was fired as a reserve officer in La Mesa, California. That was nearly 3 decades ago. The effort started shortly after Vander Kamp announced he was running for sheriff against Nelson's pick to succeed him as sheriff. Following tonight's debate, I asked Vander Kamp about that controversy.
The most I can say is they've been doing it in secret since March, and unfortunately, because of both the lawsuit and I've been gagged administratively, I can't speak about it in public.
Court records show Vander Kamp never mentioned his time as a reserve officer in California on his Deschutes County Sheriff application back in 2004.